footprints from 90,000 years ago were discovered in Morocco. On one of the beaches in Morocco, archaeologists found fossilized human footprints. A total of 85 traces were discovered and, according to researchers, they may be up to 90,000 years old. The research was led by Mounsef Sedrati from the University of Southern Brittany in France. We were surprised when we found the first print. At first we weren't convinced that they were footprints, but then we found more similar tracks, the scientist said. The results and description of the research were published in the journal, Scientific Reports. The prints were found in 2022 in the northwest of Morocco, on the beach in Larache. This is the only place in North Africa where similar prints have been found. These traces provide information about the biology, locomotion and behavior of the people who left them. This region is important in hominid evolution. This is where the archaeological site of Jabal Ayad is located, where, among others, remains believed to belong to the earliest representatives of Homo sapiens. 85 perfectly preserved footprints were discovered on the beach in Larache. The traces belong to at least 5 individuals of different ages. This is evidenced by the different sizes of the prints. The entire site covers an area of approximately 2,800 square meters. The orientation of the traces shows that this group was moving towards the sea and back. In their work, the researchers used the optically stimulated luminescence (OSL) dating technique. This method is more often used for dating minerals. It allows you to determine the age of an object based on when the material was last exposed to sunlight. In this case, it is the minerals in the sand immediately surrounding the footprints. Dating results indicated that a multi-generational group of Homo sapiens walked on this beach about 90,000 years ago. Dating this event to the late Pleistocene, also known as the Last Ice Age, which ended around 12,000 years ago. If this result is correct, then the Larache beach footprints are the oldest prints attributed to Homo sapiens in North Africa. We carried out on-site measurements to determine the length and depth of the prints, Sedrati said. Based on the foot pressure and the size of the prints, we were able to determine the approximate age of individual people, admitted the researcher, adding that the prints included those of children, teenagers and adults. Scientists attribute the excellent preservation of the ancient prints to a number of factors, including the layout of the beach and the large range of tides, which contributed to the good condition of the discovered prints. As Sedrati admitted, the imprint beach is located on a rocky platform covered with clay deposits. These sediments create good conditions for preserving traces. When the tide came in, the prints were quickly buried. That's why the footprints are so well preserved here, the researcher emphasized. However, scientists are not sure what the group of people were doing on the beach. Future research aims to answer these questions. We hope to learn the full history of this group of people and what they did there, Sedrati said. Neanderthals and modern humans have lived together for 45,000 years. Years ago, modern humans, Homo sapiens, reached Central Europe 45,000 years ago. According to new research, scientists reached these conclusions after genetic analyses of bone fragments found at an archaeological site in Germany. This means that Neanderthals and modern humans lived side by side for several thousand years. Bone fragments found in an archaeological site in a cave located at the foot of the castle in Ranis in central Germany prove that Homo sapiens lived in this area for at least 45,000 years. Years ago, the first excavations in the cave were carried out in 1932 to 1938. 9 pieces of hominin bones and many leaf-shaped stone tools were found there. Scientists have wondered for years whether these artifacts were left by the last Neanderthals roaming Europe, or by the first modern humans who ventured to the northern reaches of the continent. Researchers returned to the cave in 2016 and conducted research there for 6 years. They also found bones, 4 pieces, making a total of 13 fragments. Genetic analyses showed that the bones belonged to representatives of Homo sapiens. Scientists also determined the age of the remains. The dating showed that these people inhabited the cave between approximately 44,000 years ago and 47,500 years ago. The results and description of the research were published in 3 articles published in the journals Nature and Nature Ecology and Evolution. The question of how modern humans and Neanderthals interacted is something of an unknown. We know that Homo sapiens and Homo neanderthalensis interbred with each other. The appearance of modern humans in Europe coincides with the extinction of the Neanderthals, who inhabited this area for over 500,000 years. But it is currently unknown whether and to what extent our ancestors contributed to the disappearance of Neanderthals. A few decades ago, we had a scenario where modern humans appeared and replaced Neanderthals in a large wave, explained Shannon McFerrin of the Max Planck Institute for Evolutionary Anthropology. New evidence from the Ranis cave suggests that, rather than a single wave, small groups of modern humans moved from Africa to Europe in piecemeal fashion, starting around 48,000 years ago. Maybe even earlier. This indicates that they coexisted with Neanderthals for many millennia. Fragments of reindeer, woolly rhinoceros and cave bear bones were also found in the cave. The bones of these animals indicate the diet of people living in the area and at that time. But they point to something else: cold climatic conditions typical of steppe tundra and similar to today's conditions in Siberia and northern Scandinavia. Based on oxygen isotopes in the teeth of horses found in the cave, they determined what the weather was like in Central Europe at that time. According to analyses, it was from 7 degrees Celsius to 15 degrees Celsius cooler than in modern Germany. The authors concluded that the cave people were highly mobile and well adapted to cold conditions, which was previously thought to occur much later. Homo sapiens come from Africa, where it is much warmer, given the lack of evidence for clothing at the time. Researchers assumed that early modern humans took advantage of warmer periods to travel to northern Europe. However, the findings at Ranis confirm that cold was no barrier to these people. Over the course of a few millennia or so, small groups of modern humans moved from the tropical or subtropical forests and grasslands of southwestern Asia and the Mediterranean to the treeless, cold steppes of Central and Northern Europe. The stone tools found at Ranis are similar to stone tools found in several places in Moravia, Poland, Germany and Great Britain. It is believed that these tools were created by the same culture, referred to as the Jerzmenovice culture, also called the Jerzmenovice-Telma culture. It was previously established that traces of presence in the cave date back to at least 40,000 years ago, but without bones showing who made the tools. It was unclear whether they were the work of Neanderthals or modern humans. New discoveries show that Homo sapiens created this technology and that during this period, i.e. 45,000 years ago, he was so far north. These tools therefore belonged to the earliest Homo sapiens in Europe, said Elena Zavala from the University of California, Berkeley. Ranis Cave provides evidence of the first dispersal of Homo sapiens into the higher latitudes of Europe. It turns out that stone artifacts thought to have been made by Neanderthals were actually part of the early Homo sapiens toolkit, admitted Jean-Jacques Hublin of the Collège de France in Paris. This fundamentally changes our previous knowledge about this period. Homo sapiens reached northwestern Europe long before the Neanderthals disappeared in southwestern Europe, he added. But not everyone agrees with this concept. Nicolas Conard from the University of Tübingen says it is too early to attribute all artifacts found at sites related to the Jerzmenovice culture to Homo sapiens. It is possible, for example, that Neanderthals made tools found elsewhere or collaborated with modern humans to make them. The ancient bones' DNA was in poor condition, so Zavala used special techniques to isolate and sequence the DNA, all mitochondrial DNA, mtDNA, which is inherited only from the mother. This showed that the group living in the cave was related. We confirmed that the skeletal fragments belonged to Homo sapiens. Interestingly, several fragments had the same mitochondrial DNA sequences, even fragments from different excavations. Zavala admitted, by comparing the mitochondrial DNA sequences of the Ranis cave bones with mtDNA sequences obtained from human remains at other Paleolithic sites in Europe, Zavala was able to construct a family tree of early Homo sapiens across Europe. It turned out that 12 bone fragments from Ranis had similar sequences and, surprisingly, resembled mtDNA extracted from the skull of a woman who lived about 43,000 years ago and discovered in a cave in the Czech Republic. Playing playing a musical instrument benefits the brain of seniors. Playing a musical instrument or participating in a choir allows you to keep your mind sharp in later life, say British scientists. As they indicate, this type of activities are associated with improving memory and the ability to solve complex tasks. The data the scientists worked on comes from the Protect project, which anyone can join. It is led by researchers from the University of Exeter and King's College London in partnership with the NHS and aims to understand how the brain ages and why people develop dementia. The project was launched 10 years ago and so far over 25,000 people have signed up for it. The analysis of the collected information showed that playing a musical instrument or actively participating in a choir is associated with better brain health in older people. The study authors say their findings highlight the value of engaging in musical activities from a young age to protect the brain in old age. The research results were published in the International Journal of Geriatric Psychiatry. Scientists from the University of Exeter in the UK are behind new analyses of playing an instrument and its benefits for the brain, especially in older people. They analyzed data from 1,107 people over the age of 40 and compared their cognitive abilities with their musical abilities. This group included people who played various instruments and those who had not mastered this art. There were also people actively participating in choir classes. People in this group were not diagnosed with dementia. The scientists weren't interested in their musical taste either. The analysis found significantly better results in working memory and executive function in people who played an instrument. Scientists have also found links between singing and executive functions, as well as general musical skills and working memory. When it comes to singing, this may also be due to the social factors associated with being part of a choir. The researchers indicated that the greatest stimulation of cognitive functions was in the case of the piano. These individuals showed significantly better performance on all working memory tasks. Importantly, continuing this passion into old age also provides benefits. Many studies have examined the effects of music on brain health, says Anne Corbett from the University of Exeter. Generally speaking, we believe that being musical can be a way to use the plasticity and resilience of the brain, i.e. cognitive reserve, he adds. Cognitive reserve is something like a buffer that protects against the effects of aging processes. People with greater cognitive reserve, due in part to lifestyle choices and activities, are thought to be less susceptible to diseases such as Alzheimer's. Age-related cognitive deficits leading to dementia are a serious public health concern in today's aging societies. They worsen health, limit independence and affect the overall quality of life of affected people and their families. Scientists emphasize that maintaining high brain activity throughout life is associated with increased cognitive reserve, which reduces the risk of cognitive disorders in old age. Although more work is needed to examine this relationship, our findings indicate that promoting music education would be a valuable part of public health initiatives that promote lifestyles that protect brain health. This would encourage older people to return to music. There is significant evidence of the benefit of group music classes for people with dementia. And this approach could be expanded as part of the healthy aging package for seniors to enable them to actively reduce risk and promote brain health. Ms. Corbett stressed. Despite the strong associations shown here, these studies do not prove cause or effect. There are other factors that may also be important. For example, people with higher incomes can afford both music lessons and a better diet, and it is diet that can improve brain performance. However, playing an instrument helps maintain good brain function. And this is a link that has also been shown in several other studies. A super-Earth has been discovered 137 light-years away. The planet may have a companion 137 light-years away, in an extremely tight orbit around its star. Orbits a rocky planet with a radius 55% larger than the radius of the Earth. This is TOI 715b. This planet is located in the so-called the habitable zone, i.e., the zone around the star in which the prevailing conditions could enable the existence of liquid water, which in turn could favor the emergence and development of living organisms. Astronomers suspect that a second planet similar in size to Earth may also orbit this star. The discovery of a planet outside our solar system was so rare until recently that each new detection was quite an event. Nowadays, however, an extrasolar planet has to stand out in something to make it famous. The exoplanet TOI 715b, and its possible companion TOI 715c, is distinguished by its location and size. A description of the research and observations of TOI 715b was published in the journal, Monthly Notices of the Royal Astronomical Society. When looking for life in space, scientists base their efforts on what they know, and so far they only know one planet where life has developed, Earth. Therefore, the search for extraterrestrial life focuses on rocky worlds similar to ours, located at an appropriate distance from the star, with similar mass, atmosphere and surface temperatures. In their observations, scientists pay attention to the conditions that allowed living organisms to develop on Earth. One of them is the so-called ecosphere, ecozone or habitable zone. This is the zone around the star where conditions are suitable for maintaining liquid water on the planet's surface, which could enable the emergence and development of life. Most of the exoplanets we have discovered orbit too close to their stars for life as we know it to develop. The tight orbit means the planet is bathed in the star's radiation and makes it much too hot on the surface. Of the more moderate temperature exoplanets discovered, most are gas giants. The predominance of larger worlds in the catalogue of planets we have discovered is because it is much easier for astronomers to spot large planets close to their star. There is also the concept of the so-called conservative and optimistic ecosphere. The conservative option means a distance from the star that can provide the planet with the right temperature for liquid water to exist on its surface. For surface water to exist, other conditions would have to be met, such as the appropriate atmosphere. This is a more stringent definition and is intended to eliminate worlds that are too hot or too cold to support liquid water. TOI 715b is located in the conservative habitable zone. Its temperature, according to preliminary measurements, should be appropriate to maintain water in a liquid state. The planet was discovered using the TESS observatory, but other telescopes will soon be used to observe it, which should provide astronomers with more data. The potential companion planet, TOI 715c, may be only slightly larger than Earth and may also lie within the conservative habitable zone. However, its existence has yet to be confirmed. TOI 715b orbits its host star, a red dwarf. In just 19 days, red dwarfs are smaller than stars similar to our Sun and much cooler. They are also the most common type of star discovered by astronomers. Scientists estimate that the TOI 715 star is approximately 6.6 billion years old. It is not known whether TOI 715b has an atmosphere. Red dwarfs tend to have frequent bursts of radiation, which could have stripped a planet of its atmosphere, especially one orbiting so closely. In this context, TOI 715b's larger size and possibly stronger gravitational pull could be an advantage. This increases the chances of maintaining an atmosphere in the company of a red dwarf, if the planet has one. The presence and strength of the magnetic field will also play a role here. If the existence of a second Earth-sized planet in this system is confirmed, it will become the smallest planet in the habitable zone discovered by TESS to date.